So you have seen how to create GitHub account and how to create a repository. So here I have created demo repo. So you can see the created repository in the left side of this GitHub UI. So after this we can, when we click on this repository, you can see the link here. So if we share this URL to anyone within the team, they can easily access our repository. This URL will use for cloning, pushing, etc. So let's copy it and paste it in Notepad. So I have copied this URL and pasted in Notepad. You can see remote repository URL. So this is our link. So it can be used while cloning, pushing, etc. So let me go to our GitHub. So let's create some files in the repository. So to create files, you can see here creating a new file, or in order to upload an existing file, you can upload here. So for now, let me create a new file. Once I click on the new file, we'll get to this page. So let me give file name as my file. Then in this I'm writing some text as my name is Shweta and I'm from Bangalore. I'm from Bengaluru. So let me commit changes. So you can see I have only one file here in my remote repository, that is my file. So this is the base project created in my remote repository. So now I don't have this demo repository in my local machine. Now I want to get one copy of that repository into my local machine or local repository. So let's create a folder in our local machine and let me call it as Git projects. You can see I have created a new folder, GitHub projects. So inside this GitHub projects, there is no project. The folder is empty. So now I want to clone this. Now I have to clone or copy this. So what I'm doing is, let me open Git bash. You can see here. So after opening it, let me execute one simple command called Git Clone. So after Git Clone, we need to specify the URL which we copied here. So let me copy it again. copy it again and paste it here. So I have copied here the URL of the demo repo. So if I give enter cloning into demo repo, so you can see here it is cloning. You can see it is 100% done. So this will clone the remote repository to our local repository. So let's go back to the folder. Let's go back to the folder GitHub projects and let's open it. Let's refresh it. So after cloning, if I go to my GitHub projects, you can see here it is in my local workspace. So now let's say I want to add some more files. So repo this so this is our working directory. Here we can modify files, add files, whatever we can do here. So let's just modify the file. Let's say ls my file ls, you can see here. So now I want to see the content of my file, so I'm giving cat my file. Cat my file is the command. So before that, let's see you can see the content here. My name is Shweta, I'm from Bangalore. To modify this, I'm using vim command. So it will take us to this page, like where we can modify, alter and add something to the file. So here I am writing one more, let's say let's alter this. I'm from So after I modified, like I'm from Hyderabad, to save it, colon wq is used. So file is saved. So see, I have modified and also create like after this let me create a new file too. So for that I am using vim command, my file 2. So let's add something to it. Let's say I am working as a developer. So I have modified the file. So I'm saving it. So after I have modified and also created a new file. Now this changes is not part of our local repository or remote repository. Now I have to add these changes into staging and we have to commit those files. So how we can do it? Simply we can use add command. Let's say git add dot, all the changes will be added to staging. So after adding, let me give for staging, let me give commit yum. Let me comment also updated files. To see how many comments added we have done, we can give git log one line. You can see here all the details, only one file is added. So now we want to push it into the remote repository. To do it, we need to use push command. So let me use git push, then origin. After origin, we need to specify the branch, that is main or master. Let me explain this in the other video. So for now I am entering branch main, get push origin main. As soon as we executed this command, our changes will be pushed into our remote repository. Let's go back to our remote repository and refresh it. So this is my remote repository. So if I refresh it, even though if I refresh it, I'm not getting the files. So we need to authenticate it. Let's do it. So here I have done the process which I said I need to authenticate it. That's why it was not pushing my files which I have modified. So after doing it, you can see my file and also my file too is being pushed. So you can see the content in the files. My name is Shweta and I am from Hyderabad. Before it was Bangalore. So in my file too, I am working as a developer. This is the modification and the new file I added in my local repository, and then I pushed it into my remote repository. As I said, there was a issue while pushing into remote repository. You can see I have added files like uploaded. So I said we need to authenticate it. Let's do that. So that we need to go this icon. After going to this icon, you can see the settings here. So click on the settings. So after that, scroll down and search for developer settings. So you can find it here in the left side. So clicking on it, we can see the personal access tokens. So let's go to it and select token classic. I have already generated token 1 here to resolve that pushing issue. So I'm showing you the process now. So click on generate new token. Let's generate new token. So after selecting generate new token, you need to give the token name here. For example, let's say token 2. Then we need to select all this. We need to give permissions by clicking on this. So let's give the permission. So after giving permission, we need to generate token. So you can see the generate token message there. So after generating, let's go back to our GitHub, the repository. So here I have copied the token which we have created, a token URL, and also I have copied my repository URL, which I have told in my earlier in this video in the beginning itself. So we need to merge this URL. So you can see Git Clone URL after HTTPS. So I'm giving this one tokens URL. You need to use @ before GitHub. So here I have created my new file, that is my file 3. So here we need to follow some commands. You can see here I have followed cd. Then before it was not taken, I mean it was not pushed, so I have created the other file after giving authentication. These are all the commands we need to follow. So mkdir demo, we have made the directory, then cd repo, then the clone. I have used the same URL, I mean which we have copied, that is merged URL of token and demo repo. You can see here this one. So after that, I have created cd demo repo. That's our local machines. Then I added, so I used git add, then the commit, and also I have pushed it. So after pushing, you can see the commands there. So after all this process, you can see my file 3 has been pushed. This is how we solve the issue while pushing